Megs and Toy Guns. This is your good pal, Mr.Jazzy Drifter here. And today, after a bit of hiatus, we'll be diving right into the counterpart to my MP10V review, Toyworld's Hegamon, a third party's take on a generation's Megatron. Right off the bat, let's talk about the alt mode, which is a little bit weird. Some of you new fans may be thinking, a gun? Since when is he a gun? I thought he was a tank, a truck, a car, whatever. Yeah, it's a bit weird, but let's take a brief history lesson. Before the Transformers were created, there was another toy line. This being Microchange. This, I think, was a Japanese-only series that Hasbro took a lot of the 1984 Decepticons from. The point of the line was to take common household objects at the time, like a cassette player, a camera, and turn them into robots that scaled to that object. Which in fiction means the bots would be the same size as the toys. Okay, history lesson over. And yes, this will be on the final, you better be taking notes. So, let's talk about the gun. It looks like a gun. I know a few things about guns. I know they have triggers, and surprisingly, his gun mode has a trigger that quote-unquote works. I mean, he doesn't shoot anything, but you can play pretend. He also has a sight, which I guess works due to there being a red tint when you look down the lens. However, it's a little bit hard to see. Another cool thing is the sight, completely removable, which allows for a more realistic looking gun. The aforementioned scope, which plugs in, has unique engineering which allows it to stay on through the whole transformation. But if you want an extra beefy gun, you can throw all this on. This is a silencer, which is composed of 3 different parts. This being the main barrel part, which has these 2 side parts, which slide up to make most of the build. The 2 side parts go on, and the front locks on to keep them all together. And here's what that looks like right now, but something's missing. That missing part would be this hand rest, shoulder rest, something rest? Look, I said I know a little bit about guns, so I don't know exactly what this part is called or what it does, but I know it plugs in the back of him like this. Now here it comes out of the box, but I'll place these here and we'll talk about it more in robot mode. And here we have it, the fully beefed out gun mode. Looks pretty sick, right? From the very tip of the barrel to the end of the handle. This really is impressive. It's almost equivalent to Prime's trailer, and I think it completes him quite well.
Oh boy, it's scale comparison time. So, here's Megs and here's KBP MP10V review for him. It's up there. Check it out. And the problem you'll keep seeing is that of scale. This is a truck, that's a gun, and for them to be accurate in robot mode, they would need to have a offset scale on vehicle mode. For another comparison, we have B-Movie Prime. Great figure, but same problem persists. Next we have Earthrise Starscream. Same problem as before. For another gun comparison, we have Siege Shockwave. Next we have Netflix Earthrise Soundwave. 2 defiers of scale. For a Megatron comparison, we have GDO Megatron, Combinowars, Armada Megatron, and we have Kingdom Core Class Megatron. And for a better scale comparison, we have the Kingdom Core Class Megatron's pistol. I'll paint it up to be like him so it's more accurate, but for now, and there it is stock. And we have the Megatron gun I got with Prime. You can check it out in the review above. So there you have guns. But enough talk. It's time for robot mode.
Unplug the barrel, and unplug the scope too. Tab in the scope and flip it up. Unplug the handle and trigger, and swing the trigger up. On the left side, flip up these panels. These will rest on the back of his waist. Next, untab and pull up the legs. Twist them, having the translucent red side face the back. Flip the feet down, and flip up the feet for now. More on that later. Push the gun like this until it clicks. Untab the 2 chunks and push the arm through. Plug in the left side of the arm. Flip the 2 chunks behind, moving stuff if you have to. Tab in the waist and the legs. Spin the arm down. pull out the hand, pull the other arm and flip the cannon to the correct side, flip out his hand, and then finally his head. Well, he's great, but fold in his toes, twist his feet around, and plug in these nifty little feet parts, giving Megs his proper height.
Now with those feet extensions, he's at proper height, and I'll demonstrate that by grabbing different figures and putting them next to each other. As you can see here, oh, the camera's a little iffy there, give me a second. There you go. As you can see, Siege, Shockwave, and Megatron, they look nice together. He also has awful balancing too, because of his old age, but nothing you can't fix with floor polish or anything like that. Here he is with Netflix Soundwave. They look good together as well. There you go. Here he is with Earthrise Starscream. Good old Megs and Screamer, eh? And then here he is with his arch nemesis, Optimus Prime. Review for him is linked up above or down below or wherever. And then here's another Prime, for example. Here is the SS-38, 36, 30 whatever. There's B-Movie Prime. There's that. For Megatron comparisons, we have good old Kingdom Core Class Megatron. We have Armada Megatron. And we have good old GDO Megatron. We'll put them right here. GDO Megs. There's a nice little handful of Megatrons. Yeah, that gives a pretty good idea of scale-wise and how they stack up compared to other figures.
Because Megatron has to come with his mace, flailing star, morning star, whatever it's called, dude, not even TF Wiki knows what to call it. But never mind what it's called, it looks amazing in his hands. The attachment looks great. I'm a fan of the handle sculpting. Overall, this is the best version of Megatron for any Chug collection. While he looks nice, there are a few parts that tend to fall a bit short. The main culprits being the hip skirts and the barrel. However, I'm extremely happy with him. He scales fine with the old Chug figures and also the new Earthrise figures too. I highly recommend him if you want a Megatron that turns into a gun, opposed to a tank or something like that. This has been Mr.Jazzy Drifter, and a bit of a strange pattern here. Everything I've covered so far hasn't been an official Hasbro product. I'm thinking next time, probably something official. For something official, how about their little yellow cash cow? Buzz buzz, motherfucker. Talk about bad timing. I literally just finished editing the video for him, and I got him in a few days ago, and I already like him more, 1,000 times more than I like him. He's an upscaled version of the Siege version, and he already outclasses him in literally almost everything besides the gun mode. So, disregard me saying he's the best Chug figure. He's not. And he's better. I'll give him a review eventually, but for now, you suck. You rock. And the Ark.